They were now live streaming.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this Alcohol and Gambling Licensing Committee. We're here to consider a review for a premises license. Is there a proposer for chair?
Happy to propose Councillor Mike Warren.
And a seconder?
Second, Mike, yeah.
Councillor Warren, the chair's yours.
Thank you very much indeed. Good morning, everybody. I'm chair of the subcommittee this morning, and my colleagues on the subcommittee are Councillor Gareth Elves and Councillor Brian Sargent. Do you have any declarations of interest?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. Can I ask everybody to introduce themselves, and I'll go across the screen at the top of mine. Richard.
Richard Woods, West Northampton Democratic Services, but I am only webcasting. Thank you.
James.
James Chadwick, legal officer and principal lawyer, legal advisor to the subcommittee.
Gareth.
Councillor Gareth Eales, member of the committee and member of today's panel.
Brian.
Brian Sargent, member of today's panel.
Thank you. Eleanor.
Eleanor Flannery, licensing officer at West Northampton Council.
And Ed.
Bostock Democratic Services officer for West Northampton Council.
And PC Tracy.
Sally Tracy, police licensing, Northamptonshire Police.
Thank you. Right. Can I ask Eleanor to read the report, please?
Thank you, Chair. So the purpose of the report today was to consider an application for review of a premises licence in accordance with Section 51 of the Licensing Act made by Northamptonshire Police in regard to Nasz Sklep at 10 Alexandra Terrace, Northampton. Rather than go into the bulk of the report, I'd like to make all parties aware that we did receive a request for adjournment from Woodsworth solicitors, who are representing the applicant, Mr. Omar, in regard to the review application from the police. Since that has come in, we did actually receive a transfer and vary DPS application in relation to the premises licence, which came into effect on the 14th of June 2024. This has nominated and proposed a new designated premises supervisor and transferred the licence with immediate effect to Mrs. Redzinska. The current application is still in the consultation period, whereby the police do have the opportunity to object to that should they wish to. A copy of the sale agreement has also been submitted to us. So with effect at the moment, the current licence holder is no longer Mr. Omar. It now stands as Miss Redzinska. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I understand we have an application for adjournment. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Tracy. Tracy, we have an application for adjournment this morning. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have been in consultation with the solicitor representing the venue, and we have, the thing is, it's really difficult for us because if we go ahead today, then they'll appeal it, and then it won't get to magistrates court because they've transferred the license, they've got a new DPS. So it's, it's one of those scenarios where the law is against us, unfortunately. The procedures are against us. So we've come to an agreement with the solicitor that they would look at some rather stringent conditions that would go on to the premises license, which they're prepared to do. So I don't have much choice other than to support an adjournment.
Okay, thank you. James, do you?
Yes, in light of that, so I would say that it's quite right that you would have the power to adjourn this review. I think that's section, sorry, not section, Regulation 12, the Licensing Act 2003, Hearing Regulations 2005, to adjourn a hearing to a specified date or arrange for a hearing to be held on specified additional dates where you consider it necessary for the consideration of any representations or notice made by a party. You've heard that the police and the new premises license holder are in the process of trying to agree potential conditions that they would presumably at the review, if they can be agreed, come forward and offered to yourselves as an appropriate means of adding them to the license to determine this review, which is permitted under law. So it's whether you think it's necessary in the circumstances to allow to do that. Just on the point about the transfer of the premises license. So yes, the transfer of the premises license is given what's called interim effect on submission of a valid application, and where the applicant has the permission of the person it's been transferred from to transfer it, and that they want it to take immediate effect. And it would only be if the police were to object to that transfer that a hearing would have to be held to determine whether the transfer went ahead or not. So yes, councillors, it's up to you whether you want to adjourn to a specified date to allow that process between the police and the licence holder to be concluded.
Thank you, James. Colleagues, the police have agreed to an adjournment. What are your thoughts, Gareth?
Yeah, I think the applicant has no objection to an adjournment, and given I think we need the consultation period to be concluded for us to consider all the information in the round. I don't see us doing much else, so happy to support that, Chair.
Okay, Brian?
Same here, Chair.
Okay. In that case, then the police have agreed that they're happy to adjourn today's meeting. We will reconvene at a date that is convenient for all parties, and a date will then be agreed. I'll call today's hearing to a close. Thank you.
You got James, Chair.
Sorry, Chair, just to say. Yes, sorry, Chair. Yeah, just to say that the actual rule is that it has to be adjourned to a specified date, but if where it's been adjourned to a specified date, the council must forthwith notify the parties of the date, time, and place at which it's been adjourned. So what I would suggest would be, rather than iron that out what the specific date is now, get the availability of the of PC Tracy, as well as the solicitor from Woods were, and obviously your own availabilities, and then do that, find that specified date administratively, and then email everyone and say that's when it's going to take place. Are you happy with that approach, PC Tracy?
Yes, please. That would really be helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. I'll call the meeting adjourned today, and